All right, we just wait a couple more seconds before we start this morning stream, which is about the game between Juventus and Bologna. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream on this very channel, Juve Therapy, and we will be doing a pre-match build-up to Juventus against Bologna. So welcome to the stream. Smash a like on this video, and of course, say hi in the chat. If you are for the first time here, well, of course, guys, smash the subscribe button because it's very, very important. We need to gather the community together and build up whatever we have growing together, my friends. So today it is Juventus against Bologna, a very, very important game, very important. Hi Kunal and hi Maxi Zeus as well. Today we smack Bologna, Kunal. We'll see. I fully expect them at least to win. I'm not sure if we're gonna smack them, but yeah, I fully expect us to win against Bologna. And we have the lineup, so without further ado, we will be unleashing. I don't know which one is better. Let's go like this, huh? Shall we? Ronaldo, always present. Hello, my man. Hope you are well and ready for the game, even though it is a lunchtime game. And, you know, very early in some parts of the world. But on the other side, well, India, Australia, well, it's very, very late or during the evening. So there we go. Prime time for them. Thank you, Ronaldo. Pleasure, my man. Always nice to see you in my chat. Really. Listen, we have the lineup, so straight away we can see the lineup right here. I'm sorry that Wojciech is a little bit of, cut in half there, but you can see that Wojciech Szczesny is starting in goal, and of course we have the rest of the lineup as well. So it is Giorgio Chiellini, it is Leonardo Bonucci, Danilo, Bernardeschi starting on the left, Bentancur and Arthur and McKennie all start. It is the same lineup in the midfield as we did against Napoli, which is interesting. We will get back to that. Tharon, hi, nice to see you, my man. Good evening. Yeah, well, there we go. All over the world. Tharon, what's your clock right now? I really want to know. Because, yeah, well, it's a time difference issue. And the lunchtime games, they they open up possibilities for other parts of the world to watch the game, well, basically in their normal logical time, not in the middle of the night, which, by the way, I have full respect of. 5 p.m. in India. Well, there we go. So prime time for you, my friend. All right, and then we have Cuadrado only, right? Just back after the COVID lockdown, and doesn't seem that he cared that much because it was bombarding against Crapoli. And Kulusevski starting up front with Cristiano Ronaldo. Good evening for you, Benny. Always a pleasure. You as well. Smash a like on this one. 5:33 p.m. in Indonesia. Well, there we go. So, guys, this is the lineup, and of course, before we go through and analyze what is this Pirlo doing right now, and he's fielding 11, which is very similar to the one against Napoli. But remember, guys, yesterday something really funny happened. Let me just take this a bit more. So, Napoli. Well, Napoli doesn't matter, Napoli, because they played in the midweek and we lost again. We won against them in the Supercoppa, but never mind them. Yesterday, Milan played against Atalanta and what got absolutely destroyed by Atalanta 3-0. And I watched the game, and I gotta say, Atalanta, every time I watch them, against big sides, they really, really do show up. And I like that team really, and when we think about Papu Gomez and his situation at the club, it looks like he will be joining Sevilla in Spain, and good luck to him if that deal goes through. But it doesn't seem that they were that affected of him leaving, which only speaks even more higher of Gasperini and his way of tinkering and his way of evolving the team after Papu Gomez, and Josip Ilicic being one of the main guys instead. Well, basically rising up to the challenge instead of like Papu Gomez. And of course, we gotta hand it out to Luis Muriel, Duvan Zapata, the wing backs, which are both Hateboer and Gulsens. It's an exciting team, and it was lovely. It was lovely to watch them play against Milan with Mario Mandzukic from the bench, which was also strange, very strange. It kind of, it kind of hurt me a little bit, but we talked about this already in my live stream last time, how it happened and why it happened and why the situation is as it is right now. So I wish him luck, not against us. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. But we move on. They lost 3-0. Zlatan got cheeky with his comments towards Duvan Zapata, of course. Strange. As soon as the rival teams they are losing, it's always like they're complaining about something. Always complaining about something. And you know what? Yeah, I enjoy it. But complaining. One thing that Milan lost against Atalanta, but Udinese drew to Merda yesterday, which was a game of, I was just waiting for Merda to score at the end of it because, it's just so typical rival to score right at the end. But they never did. And Antonio Conte, of course, snapped, got his red card. His assistant coach got a red card. And it seems like they are expected for a lengthy ban, I hear. I can almost taste it. I can taste it. It's so lovely. And of course, when Antonio Conte loses, he loses his head as well. And Toupé as well. Funny. But you know what? I don't care. It really doesn't matter what Milan are doing. It doesn't matter what Merda are doing, dropping points. We need to follow up. We need to win today, my friends. So this game, even though it is Bologna, it is still Bologna. We, as I said before many, many times, we drew to Crotone, Benevento, Hellas Verona. And you know what? Those performances just pisses me off. And this is why this game right here, no excuses, no mistakes. We need to get this jump done. I don't care if we score 5 goals or 3 goals or even only 1 goal. We just need to win this one. But of course, the performance is always more important to us than anything else. Of course, basically the results is the most important thing. However, if you have a good performance, you tend to win games. And even though, if we play bad and win, this is a good thing in short term, but in long term, we can basically ride our luck for 1 or 2 or 3 games, but we rarely do this season. So it's almost like, it's better to have a good performance and then win on the basis of it, rather than just have a crappy performance and then be really inconsistent. But let's see what happens. We won against Crapoli in the midweek, so let's follow up with this one with another win. Alessandro Tassi, welcome, Alessandro. Smash a like and Kulusevski goal. Yes, we will see what happens, my friend. We will see what happens. Kulusevski starts and not Alvaro Morata, which is interesting. While Milan club lost points, time for us to gain 3, says Daron. Yes, indeed. And you know what? It is so important because we can actually, shorten the difference between us and Milan down to 7 points instead of 10. We could have done it a lot sooner had we won against Merda. We didn't. So yeah, and by the way, guys, they are crowned winter champions. Who cares? Who cares that they are winter champions? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Kunal, without winning without quality is boring, and quality without winning is pointless. Well, there we go. Some philosophical stuff from Kunal there, and I love it. Thank you, my man. Yash, nice to see you, friend. Why not Morata? Well, this is a good question, and like Ronaldo said perfectly well further up, this is almost the same lineup as the one we saw against Crapoli, which is interesting. So there is actually some continuity here. Of course, Bernardeschi starting instead of Chiesa, who is slightly injured, but he is included in the squad. However, he is just not fit enough to play, and I get it. He has some ankle problems, and also he has played quite a lot lately, with Cuadrado, of course, being out. And we'll see really what happens with Cuadrado now and not Chiesa. Mr. Doom, nice to see you. The lineup is wrong. Danilo should be on the left side of defense if we line up like that. Well, Chiellini is on the left side. That's just this is what it is. It's always been like this. Chiellini is playing on the left, and Danilo played on the left up until the New Year's, and then he switched onto the right after the Christmas break, which was interesting because De Ligt was deputizing for Chiellini, obviously, but De Ligt was playing on the right side of those back three. When in possession, yes, we know 4-4-2. When not in possession, 3-5 or 4 or whatever. When we have possession, so I base this formation, of course, on when we have the ball, because this is what we should have against Bologna. Alwyn, can we watch the match on YouTube? I do not know. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And you know, it's about the copyright issues, and there we go. Mr. Doom, Danilo played on the left side of versus Napoli. Well, they interchanged, to be quite honest. They changed between themselves. If you watch the second half, Chiellini was on the left, and it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter how they line up, because the whole formation of Pirlo is so freaking dynamic. It's so unbelievably dynamic. You know, you just don't know where the players are at the moment. Sometimes Cuadrado is a right back, and then suddenly he's a right winger. Chiesa was playing on the left side as a midfielder, and then suddenly he was a left striker, and then Cristiano was suddenly playing as a left winger instead of Chiesa. So they always interchange. So we can make an argument for both cases, but at the end of the day, it's the mentality and the performance on the pitch that really, really, really matters. Forza Juve, hi guys. Hello, my friend. Morata should be there, says Santos. We could agree with that, probably, yes. Morata came off the bench against Crapoli, but you know, Kulusevski is starting and not Morata, which is interesting, and I like to see more of this partnership, Ronaldo-Kulusevski, while Dybala is out. Kulusevski starts probably because this is Bologna. This is slightly maybe a game where Kulusevski will get more space, and Kulusevski can roam a little bit more. And the fact is that Bentancur, Arthur, and McKennie are not those most creative players going forward. Arthur being that deep-lying playmaker, of course, but he will not create going forward that much at the end of that midfield. So you have to have somebody who will play deep and basically create going forward. Yes, I see there is a commentary from Santos. Kulusevski is a selfish guy. Sometimes, yes, he is. So this is why we need to turn this around. And basically, he needs to learn how to contribute offensively without being selfish. And this is why the best thing to do is just to play him. And let's see what happens and evolve as he plays. With Morata up there, I think there will be a bigger gap between the midfield and attack. Cristiano will be on the left, way on the left, and will be not that creative because he is, let's face it, guys, Cristiano is, when he is creative, we don't use Cristiano's expertise that well. We need Cristiano at the end of it, not at the beginning of it all. So Kulusevski will be the guy at the beginning and not at the end of it. But we will also lack Morata all the way up top as a prima punta to support Cristiano all the way at the end. So you can, as I said, of course, make argument for both cases, but I feel that Kulusevski maybe is the more correct choice for today based on the creativity going forward and connecting the midfield to the defense. Remember, connecting midfield to attack. Remember, McKennie is not the creative guy. He is a runner. He is the guy who will be running into the box and finishing up with those deep runs that we know that he can do. But Kulusevski will be the creative guy. Whether he will succeed, I don't know. We will see. We just have to wait and see what happens. But expect to see Morata off the bench as well, for sure. And of course, let's see what effect this will have on Cristiano. So yes, it's always a matter of goals here, and where will the goals will come from? Will come from the midfield, Cristiano or Kulusevski? We'll see. but it looks more and more likely that Cristiano will be at the end of the most things today. Serie A channel streamed the matches, but can't find it right now. Alvin, I think this is only for the Coppa Italia and Supercoppa games. I don't think, for their sake, I don't hope they're streaming these games on their Serie A YouTube channel. The copyright will be just, I mean, what's the point of even having TV rights then? You can just stream it online. So no, I don't think that they do. They will be streaming this on YouTube. Danilo plays left back for the entire match. He did push in the next to Chiellini as a Sambri, but never switched side. Fair enough, but yeah, I still think that that Chiellini played on the left. But never mind. He's selfish, but Dybala is more selfish than him. Also, there can be an argument to be made between those two, whether Dybala or Kulusevski are more selfish. But we can say the same thing about Cristiano. Also being a little bit more selfish than he needs to be. Dybala the same thing. Morata sometimes. Kulusevski as well. So when you play up front, you have to make a decision between go for yourself, go for goal, or pass it to a better positioned player. No matter what you did in the past, like Cristiano scored 1 million goals, but if you have a better player positioned to score a goal, so pass him the ball instead of going it for yourself. That goes for Cristiano, that goes for Kulusevski, that goes for Morata, that goes for Dybala as well. So, yeah. Morata should have started this game, and Kulusevski should start against Spal. Says Prima Squadra. Yes, that could be interesting. A good point, because we are facing Spal in the Coppa Italia during the midweek after this game, and this is also a rotation game coming up after the Bologna game, because we need to rotate. We have so many games going forward. Maybe we will see Dybala play if he will be fit. I don't know. Maybe we'll see Ronaldo and Kulusevski, Ronaldo and Morata. Maybe we actually will be benching and resting Cristiano Ronaldo and Kulusevski and Morata. Will play together like they did against Genoa. Yeah, it started well, but then at the end, Cristiano came on as a substitute. So there we go. It's strange. It is strange how that works. But also, we need to consider the fact that we need all players going forward, not just Cristiano all the time. What happens when Cristiano gets injured or needs a rest or will be suspended or something else? We need alternatives, and this is why I think also we need to try Morata, Kulusevski at some point this season. So Spal game is perfect opportunity for those two to continue to build their relationship, so to speak, going forward. And also, of course, let's see what Dybala, where Dybala's fitness is at. I don't think he is ready. He is not playing this game for sure. I don't think he will be ready against Spal, but if he would, there's also a case to be made whether Cristiano should be arrested, because we have bigger fish to fry after that game. It's Roma and Crapoli again. So yes. All right. So there we go. And as a striker, sometimes you got to be a little selfish. Yes. And J.R. Prods. I agree. Okay. So we started with Wojciech Szczesny, which is for me. Buffon probably, but then again we have Spal coming up in the midweek, so probably Buffon will be starting against Spal, and on the back of the great, fantastic performance against Crapoli, Szczesny starts again today, which is fine. Chiellini starts, Bonucci starts, and Danilo start. There was talk about Demiral being on the starting instead of Chiellini, and they were assessing Chiellini's fitness, whether he will be fit enough to start. So as you see, he starts today, hopefully, crossing my fingers that the guy will not get injured or will not be subbed off because of this crazy moronic inconsistency that he has with his body, basically. And as I don't know if you saw this, but apparently there are rumors that Chiellini had the trouble with his back just right before the Napoli game. However, he grinded his teeth and he wanted to play the game, and he played the full 90, played exceptionally well. So he still has some issues, my friends. So Chiellini is not 100%. He maybe is 95 or something. But on the back of that back worries against Crapoli, yeah, it's interesting. It's a bit risky, but we'll see. We'll see. I hope he stays fit for the remainder of the game, for the full 90, and of course, maybe we should rest him against Spal. I have no doubt that we will do just that. And then Demiral will come in, probably with De Ligt as well, because De Ligt, as Prima Squadra perfectly mentioned in the chat, De Ligt is COVID free. I have this boy right here. I don't know if you can see that. Boop. There we go. Yep. So yes, he is COVID free, but he is not starting. And you can make a case. There is an interesting thing to discuss here. Cuadrado straight back from COVID and right into the lineup. De Ligt back from COVID isn't in the lineup. Why is this the case? You might think. Well, in my opinion, we needed Cuadrado more than we need De Ligt right now. Cuadrado we needed because, well, Cuadrado has been playing well this season. Yes, he had some lapse in concentrations. He isn't very good a defender, but whatever. That's another topic. But you could see that with Cuadrado in the team, something looked different. We were more stable in the midfield. He was more composed on the right side. And with De Ligt in there, we have so many options. We have so many options right now. So Chiellini starts, Bonucci starts, and Danilo starts. We can also, we can argue the case that Danilo should get a rest, and Bonucci should be sitting on the bench for a couple of games. Whereas Demiral. So we have options, but with De Ligt, I think maybe there was a more serious case with COVID rather than with Cuadrado. Cuadrado was asymptomatic, so he was able to train and to work out and to be fit, to stay fit during the lockdown, while De Ligt, we don't know much about. So this is also why I think we're just taking it slow with the guy, and I get it. This is not Merda, this is not Milan, this is not Atalanta we're facing. With all due respect, this is Bologna, and we should beat them with Chiellini, Bonucci, Danilo, and without Matthijs De Ligt. Chiellini 4 in a row says, yes, it is. I would rest Ronaldo against Sampdoria too, because there are 3 important games to play: Roma, Crapoli, and Porto. Yes, indeed, I agree. I would sub Chiellini in second half, says Aditya. Yes. It also depends on where we are at in the game. If we are leading 2 up, yes. If we are 1-0 up and they're pressing, we will see in the first half today, my friends. If we are stable in defense and we have control and confidence, we can maybe afford to rest Chiellini in last half hour or so. Well, we'll see. We have to win. Both Merda and AC Milan dropped points. Yes, they did, Rohan. We just touched on it right at the beginning of the stream. Yes, and the Conte and his toupee got a red card, and he got fizzy all about it, so we expect a lengthy ban. Injected into my veins. I like it. Too happy. Today will not have to stay awake in the middle of the night for Juve match, but night match is still better than day match, says Harsh. Well, welcome. I hope you enjoy the game, and I hope you will see throughout the game, and of course join me after the full-time whistle for the full-time reactions. Etza, hi my friend. Yes, and yes, Yash asking me what time is it right now. It's basically the same time as it is in Italy, 11:54, so 5 to 12 to noon. So basically it's noon in Norway. Do you see Cristiano scoring a hat-trick today, says Luvin? Well, interesting. It could very well be, but we will see. We shall see. It may be the case. Yes, it also depends whether he is on fire and if he's switched on. We can argue the case that he has been playing a lot, and the fact that he has been slightly inconsistent after the Christmas break. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I am all for it. To be honest, my friend, I don't even care who scores the goals. We need to win. We need to continue to press Atalanta. Well, Roma is ahead of us now. And of course Merda and Napoli, Merda and Milan. I don't think I'll be around for full-time reactions, so even before the game ends, I might get busy. That's fine, Ronaldo. That is perfectly fine. All right, guys. So Danilo starts. Bonucci starts as well. Demiral, probably a little bit pissed off about it. I rather want to see Demiral and maybe not Danilo, because Danilo needs a rest, my friends. I need consistency in the back, and Danilo has been one of our most consistent players this season. So yeah, I get why he starts, but anyway, we need to rest players and rotate because the fixture schedule is. Yeah, put maximum like on the video. Thank you, Edsa. We'll crush Bologna. I really, really hope so. Smash your predictions as well, guys, in the chat. We need to. I want to know what your prediction is for this game, and please, as I said last time, be objective. Don't be afraid to post a draw or even a loss. Just what do you think will happen today? Because you never know with Juve. It's very inconsistent, but I kind of feel that we are going to win this one. But what do you think? That's also very, very important. Cuadrado starts. Why? We have no options. And of course, well, he just back from COVID. He needs playing time. He played great against Napoli. I have absolutely no quarrel with that. Cuadrado starts. Chiesa is slightly injured. So this is why he starts on the bench. And luckily for me, I sold him on my fantasy team. Yes. So there we go. Thank you very much indeed. And Pirlo, thank you for not starting the guy, because if he started, I don't think he would have done that well on the left side. That is because Cuadrado on the right, it is just what it is. And then we have, of course, Bentancur, Arthur, and McKennie. I don't know. This is continuity. This is what I like because we have the same players that we played with against Napoli. Bentancur starts not in the position that I would like him to start in, because I think he is slightly more comfortable in that deep-lying playmaker role. However, this is Arthur's role right now. He played such a good game in the midweek, so I really am excited to see what will happen with Arthur today. We played against a good side. Remember, the interesting thing with Arthur is he played against Barcelona, he played against Crapoli, he played against Milan, if I'm not mistaken, and he did well, mediocre well, against those sides, and of course topped it off with a great performance against Napoli in the midweek. So he played against good sides. Now he faces Bologna, who will probably basically park the bus and counterattack whenever possible. We will go into their lineup as well very, very shortly. So, this will be interesting for Arthur and how he will create for us going forward. Because let's face it, without Arthur, we don't have that much stability in the midfield, as well as the fact that the forward passes are so important in this formation and in this setup that we have. And he needs to improve on that, and Pirlo is the perfect guy to do just that. So he will help him and develop that game. So Arthur, I'm excited for him to start. Do you think Rabiot or Ramsey should have started over Bentancur? No. Rabiot, yes. I think that Rabiot, we can criticize Rabiot all we want, my friends. But the fact is, we need to play him on a consistent basis in order to see what he offers and what he can bring to the table. This is why I think he should be starting today, and probably not Bentancur. However, I get the point why Bentancur is starting, because of the continuity and consistency in the midfield. Our midfield against Napoli was good, and this is the same midfield. So yes, I get the point. However, I would like to see Rabiot, because I think he has quality and I think he has a lot to offer to the team. Unfortunately, it's just not enough. So I fully expect for Rabiot to start against Spal in the midweek. And now we have, of course, Weston McKennie. No question. Weston McKennie is on fire. Ramsey, I don't know what's going on with Ramsey. He is in the team and then suddenly he's out of the team. There is just this is the thing that I lack with consistency with Ramsey. And I like Aaron a lot. I like the way he plays. I like how he contributes. I like what he does to the team. Unfortunately, as soon as he gets that drive, as soon as he gets into the rhythm, he is being benched, which is strange, which is a little bit, annoying if I were a super Aaron Ramsey fanboy, or Aaron Ramsey for that matter. And I get why this is happening, because McKennie is such a vital player to have in the midfield, and with Ramsey we will have completely different way of playing. It is unfortunate, and if this is to be the lineup going forward, this is like the first starting 11, the top starting 11. I fear that Ramsey will be leaving after this season, but we'll see. We'll see what happens further on, and as I said again, expect rotation against Spal in the midweek. We can also already say that, well, both Rabiot and Ramsey will be starting that game. And we have Bernardeschi on the left, which is also interesting because there is no Chiesa, as we said, and we know why, a slight injury, but no Frabotta either. So this is also, again, a rotation from Pirlo, which I don't quite understand. He played Frabotta against Milan, against Merda, if I'm not mistaken. And, those are two very, very important games. But he starts Frabotta, but now he starts Bernardeschi against Bologna. So in my head, this means basically that Frabotta is rated higher than Bernardeschi by Andrea Pirlo, which is quite interesting because Bernardeschi was a heavy investment for us back in the day. And to be fair, Bernardeschi is an international player. He plays for Italy and does well as well. And Frabotta gets the start against the bigger sides. Maybe this is a tactical issue as well, but you know what? It kind of looks. I kind of looked more and more towards a transfer, maybe a loan for Bernardeschi. Maybe not even during this transfer market, but for sure after this season. So most likely we can say goodbye to Bernardeschi during the summer. This will be most likely scenario. However, he played well against Crapoli in the midweek. So there we go. We don't know what's going on. Everybody is very inconsistent, and as soon as they get playing time, they play well, but then suddenly they're being benched. So you kind of take the groove away from them. And with Bernardeschi playing one good game, there are rarely two good games in a row from Federico. So expect something very, very strange for Bernardeschi today. That is for sure. I'm tired of Arthur playing Ringo Rose as well. To be fair, Yash, I think Arthur played very well against Napoli. So he just built the fundament for himself right now, and let's just build on it. I believe in Arthur. I think he will do well for us if he improves, if he works hard, and if he is as professional as I think he is. He would do great for us because right now it's all in his head, and it's all about him adapting to Serie A. When you look at Europe pure midfielders, Arthur age 24, Rabiot. Is Rabiot only 23? Is he though? Has to be older than that, 25 at least. He's 25. Don't joke with me, Ronaldo. But yeah, maybe the experience is needed like Modric. He's playing well consistently. Wages, my friend, wages. We don't have the money. When Frabotta play on the left side, he doesn't have Danilo play behind him. Bernardeschi does, making Frabotta a wing back, and Bernardeschi as a left midfielder. Yeah. But then again, the player inconsistency. That's what I'm saying. Is they both need to offer the same thing: stability defensively. Frabotta got completely outschooled by Hakimi, for example. So where is that defensive line? If you say that Danilo is playing behind him, well, can we blame it on Danilo? Or should we blame it on Frabotta as well? Bernardeschi will have the same role as Frabotta. He'll be sitting on the left side, whether it is wing back or left back or winger. he will cover the left side basically. So yes, Kulusevski, we talked about it, why he starts and not Morata, and of course Cristiano is starting all the way up front. We have no options. They need to start. The question is, of course, will they work together going forward? Let's see. Cuadrado is so important for us, says Yash. He is. And it is strange because he hasn't been that fantastic this season. He has stats on his side, yes, assists and all that. But against Napoli, this was probably his best performance, in my personal opinion, this season. Consistent and unpredictable going forward, which isn't something we can say about Cuadrado a lot this season. You know what Cuadrado is going to do as soon as he gets the ball. He will flip it over on the right side and he will just win over the sprinting race, which is fine. But we know what is going to happen. What's going to happen with Cuadrado. But against Napoli, something changed. Something was a bit different. So it's interesting. He was great against them. Let's see if he can follow up today. You're only as good as your next game. So we'll see. Yes. Okay, so let's look at the lineup from Bologna, which is also interesting. All right, so let me just make it a bit bigger for you. There we go. So it is Skorupski in goal, who will have probably a field day against us. He always does when he plays against us. Good goalkeeper. Unfortunately, just isn't able to take that last step to be the great goalkeeper, but I think he's a quality goalkeeper. Skorupski. Now we have De Silvestri, Danilo, not our Danilo, obviously, Tomiyasu, and Dykes, Schouten, Svanberg, Soriano, Orsolini, Barrow, and Mignato. Interesting lineup going forward with Soriano, Orsolini, and Barrow. So since Orsolini and Barrow are starting, expect counter-attacking football. Expect them bombarding on the sides and making it difficult for us when on the break. So our lineup needs to be very well aware of what's happening on the pitch when not in possession, because they will be going forward, and this is basically what they can do, because they cannot play possession football against us. They're just not good enough. Soriano is important for them, but also Orsolini and Musa Barrow, previously from Atalanta. Don't know much about Vignato, so let's see what will happen with him going forward, because he is lined up as the last player, so I guess he's a striker. And of course, their defense probably a bit shaky, and against Cristiano, they will be, not every day you face Cristiano, so all eyes will be on him, and expect maybe a room for Kulusevski and McKennie from the deep to finish off. Maybe we'll see. But it's interesting. It is interesting that they start both Orsolini and Barrow, which clearly states their intentions going forward will be probably attacking on the flanks and counter-attacking. Pretty much most teams parked the bus against Juve. Yes, but something changed, Ronaldo, this season, is that they don't fear us as much now. They fancy that they can get away with something. They can go home with 1 point and even 3 points. The fear factor is just isn't there anymore, and we need to change that. We need to put fear in the opposition. So a strong, dominant performance today will help a great deal. It doesn't matter if you are Bologna, that you can sit back and just let us have the ball and then counterattack. We need also to be effective while having the ball. Just pretty much suck it in and score 2-3 goals before halftime, and then basically make a statement. Yes, so this is interesting lineup, but we'll see what will happen against Bologna today. So your predictions, guys. I saw some predictions further up the pitch, further up the chat. 3-0 from Benny, 2 from Ronaldo, 1 from McKennie, 3-1 from Joshua, 3-0 from Mr. Doom. He just cannot stop with Danilo playing on the left side of the defense. We'll see. Yesterday was a good day, says Rohit. Yes, nice to see you, my man. Milan lost and Merda drew. We need to win today at all cost. Yes, completely agree. Spoke about it already. Even the last game against Napoli, our 2 goals came from any tactics. It was all luck, just like Ronaldo's goal and Morata. So 1-0 Juve, says Hush. We'll see. I hope we score more than 1. Chris not being as optimistic, and he is in the last 3 matches. I think he needs a rest. Interesting, Rohan. Yes. I did not like the Cristiano smirk, the smile, when we were down against Merda 2-0. It may be taken out of context, but I just did not like the way it was. It looked, if he's supposedly one of our leaders, something needs to. He needs to sacrifice something in terms of, just gearing those guys up. And since he was in that kind of mood, it just kind of gave away a feeling that we never showed up to the game, including Cristiano. We never were up to win this game. We never were motivated enough, which is worrying because it is Merda after all. But I just didn't like it. So maybe he needs rest, yes, but he did rest for the most of the game against Genoa in the Coppa Italia. So he got that rest, but maybe he needs more. Maybe there is something after his COVID lockdown. Maybe he was that ill that the effects are still there mentally. Something just isn't right with the guy, and he needs time to get back into full sharpness, into 100% Cristiano mode. We can say the same thing about Dybala, who was also seriously ill with COVID, and still we're waiting for the Dybala to show up. He basically been MIA for the whole season. So I cannot blame it just on COVID, but it may be also the factor. 3-1 says Maxi, I hope. Did you post the lineup? Yes, Yash, they did. They did, and it is as we already did. Let me just refresh it for you, my friend. There we go. So let me just pull it up there. There we go. So this is the lineup. You see how desperate Cristiano was to take the outside ball. I do not remember what you mean by outside ball. Is anyone else super happy that Atalanta smashed Milan? Oh yes, Anonymous Ali. Yes, we are. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we need to win. We need to win. We need to gain the 3 points. We don't get the 3 points when Milan lose. We need to earn them against Bologna. So, yeah, it is strange, but that's the rules. So we can be happy, of course. Of course, I'm happy that Milan lost points and that Conte got a red card and a suspension, probably a lengthy suspension. I hope, because the things that he said towards the referee is just not the way a professional coach should speak. Even though this is Italy, even though he is Italian and he thinks that he owns the world and his word is law, basically. But when Conte is in that mode, you just need to put him in his place. And 3 matches, 1 match, I don't know, but something needs to be. I don't care if they give Merda a fine of like 10,000 euros or something. That's pissing. That's pissing in an ocean. It doesn't matter. It's just like I'm hungry and I'm going to buy me dinner, but I end up buying some biscuits. It's just not enough. It doesn't matter. You need more. He deserves more, because that will give a present to the rest of Serie A. Well, Crapoli did that already with their postponement of the game, and then you can replay the game apparently because you have 2 COVID cases and you were not allowed to travel. But now you can actually, if Conte will receive a fee, like a fine of, I don't know, 10,000 or so, on top of that, of course, red card, which is already a red card. So 1 match at minimum. He will receive 1 match anyway, but I think it should be more. It doesn't matter. It's just like, okay, so I can actually criticize the ref. I can bash his mother. I can say that I shagged his wife, and I would just get a 10,000 as a fine. Because I am the boss. I'm Antonio Conte, and I decide. I'm better than you, referee. No, I think the referees should take the stand there and just say it like it is. If things get personal, if things get out of hand, 3 matches. That's it. The fine, the money, it really doesn't matter. They just forward the invoice to the accounting, and that's it. Conte will not think this as his responsibility. They will forward the invoice to the accounting. They will pay that invoice, how heavy it might be, and that's it. And Conte will just zone his one game of suspension, and that's it. He will move on to do the same thing because he doesn't care. So there needs to be more from the referees. I cannot understand why I'm talking about Conte that much right now. But yeah, referees, there is a reason why Juve give you so much money. Please, 10 games, please. There is a reason we are called Rubentus. There is a reason why all penalty calls are in our favor. There is a reason why no of our players have been suspended and we never get a yellow card. Yeah, you see how stupid that sounds. It is stupid, but apparently some rival fans think this is a reality. Amazing, huh? Should be 3 or 4 matches, 5 games. Yeah, 3 matches. There we go. Yeah, I agree. But can you remember last time a referee committee or the Football Federation did something logical? Yeah, sure. Joshua, surely he gets a life ban. Well, the worst thing that could happen, you know what, is a 3-match ban, and then Merda would be pissy about that as well. They will appeal that, and at the end they will just get a 1-match ban at the end of it all. That would be Italian football at its finest. They start off with 1, they give him 3, and then they appeal. They're back to 1. Well done, Italian football. But we'll see. Enough of Conte and his wig. Yes, Ronaldo, indeed. We're approaching 13 minutes left until the kickoff. You can see the lineup right here. If you just joined, Szczesny starting, Chiellini, Bonucci, Danilo, Arthur, Bentancur, McKennie in the midfield, Cuadrado, Bernardeschi on flanks, Kulusevski and Cristiano all the way up front. My prediction: 4-1. I go with a 4-1 victory. I will go that crazy. Because, I believe in the lineup. I believe in the midfield. I believe that Kulusevski and Ronaldo can work off each other, for sure. Kulusevski needs to be a bit better with distributing the ball, and Arthur having a good game against Napoli will only build up on his performance and making it even better. Today, I hope it works. So 4-1, unfortunately, we will concede. And we'll get at least 1 PK in our favor. Thank you, Football Federation. And we'll see. Cristiano, 2 goals. And Kulusevski 1 and Bernardeschi 1. Let's go. 4-1. This is my prediction. After I saw Serie A's anti-racism campaign, I had a feeling Italian football had a special way of handling things, says Ali. Anti-racism things. I don't want to go into the racism nonsense, which is nonsense, but I'll just say this one thing. Remember when there was one campaign that Merda started last year or the season before? I can't even remember the name of that campaign. That's how bad those campaigns are. They're just campaigning for the campaign's sake. There is no continuity. There is no drive in this. There is no follow-up. It's just one-time thing. When Black Lives Matter happened, it happens it happened at that moment, and there were a lot of campaigns, but then it just died, because it's not interesting anymore, it seems, and it's so wrong. Wait until we get back, the fans in the stadium. Then this matter will still be very much present, basically. Unfortunately, it still is, but we don't hear much about it because there are no fans in the stadium. There are no criticism from them. There are no monkey noises. It's all peace and quiet. And because of COVID, everybody's at home anyway. So the racism didn't go away. It's just been postponed, unfortunately. As much as I hope it is going away, but it's not, because we're not allowing this to happen right now. But once we're reopening the society, unfortunately, things will return to normal, as much as I hate to see it. But yeah, 17-0 from Joshua. Okay, fine. Double hat-trick of bicycle kicks. I don't see that happening, to be honest. Bonucci bicycle kick. Really? I will eat my words, Joshua. Listen, Joshua, if Bonucci scores with a bicycle kick today, Joshua, I will send you a giveaway from me personally. Something. I will find something you've related. Just for you, my friend. If Bonucci scores, you know what? If Bonucci scores a hat trick today, or if Bonucci scores a bicycle kick, let's make it even better, Joshua. There will be a giveaway coming your way, my friend. And be sure to remind me of that on the full-time reactions if that happens, because I might forget it. But yes, I keep my word. I know you don't care, but do you think Ronaldo can win Golden Boot ahead of Lewandowski this season? Sure, he can. But I don't care. I'm more kind of occupied with winning the freaking Serie A, with Cristiano winning Golden Boot and us not winning the Serie A. I will be pissed off. Cristiano is GOAT for me, yes, you know this, but you know it's the team ahead of the club ahead of the player, unfortunately. But yes, he might do so, but it also based on what happens with the clubs internally, right? You have Lewandowski playing for Bayern Munich, and you have Cristiano playing for Juve. But to be quite honest, I do not know what the situation is with Bayern Munich right now. I have no idea. I've never watched him play this season, so I don't know if he scores a lot of goals. I basically have no idea. But I know that Cristiano is Cristiano. So yeah, for sure, it can happen. And for his sake, for sure, I hope he does, because if he does, there's a high chance that Juve might go on and win things on the basis of whatever Cristiano is doing during this season. Yes, my friends. All right, so game on, Joshua. Game on. And please, let's just, before this happens, Joshua, let's define what a bicycle kick is. Because if he's on his way falling, let me just take away the lineup. If he is like falling backwards and just dragging his leg along with him, this is not a bicycle kick. That's just basically kicking in the air and hitting the ball. I want him to do a bicycle kick Cristiano style. Of course, not in that height, because it's only Cristiano who can do that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I want a pure bicycle kick from Bonucci. He can take it on his chest. He can pull it. He can push it up in the air with the chest, and then do a bicycle kick. That would be a bicycle kick. So yes, Mr. Doom and his Danilo nonsense. I'm joking. It's all good, my man. It's all good. I mean, if Danilo starts on the left, that's fine. I'm just seeing it very strange that Danilo is on the left while he is a right footer, while Chiellini is a left footer but starts on the right. It just doesn't make any sense to me, and especially when we all remember how many seasons Chiellini played on the left side of the back three with Bonucci and Barzagli. Chiellini was on the left, Bonucci in the middle, and Barzagli on the right. So why change it up for some reason? I don't get it. Might be that was a tactical tweak against Napoli. Maybe now we probably need to see. I hope, not for the argument's sake, it doesn't matter. But I hope that we'll see Chiellini his natural position rather than pulling him on the right side of those back three. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And yes. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Smash a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's make this 1,300 subscribers today. I'm 9 away or something. But at the end of the day, if it's only me and you, Joshua and Mr. Doom, it's okay. We're having fun as it is. So yeah, but it always would be like to increase the community and make it a bit more vibrant, as always say. So my prediction is 4-1. I hope that works. But at the end of the day, fino alla fine, Forza Juve, let's just get those 3 points. All right, guys. See you after the full-time whistle for the full-time reactions and the player ratings. Suman, fino alla fine, indeed.